Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife Carol. How are you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is a date in 2000. It's February 29th. No, it's February 22nd. Sorry, February 22nd, 2000. You look so confused.
Because, is there a February 29th this year? Is it leap year this year? Because today is definitely not leap year. I mean, I would know that if that was happening. And the fact that you're so disoriented is disorienting to me.
What the fuck?
I mean, how do you not know the date? Even the girl in the hospital when Faith, fucking assaults her, which, spoilers, guys. She knew the date. Faith didn't. She was in a coma. What's your excuse?
Well, of course she was fucking in a coma. Of course she wouldn't know the dates.
But, again, what's your excuse?
What's your excuse for not knowing that this is a leap year? It is a leap year.
So, I don't know. Happy birthday to all you very young leap year people.
Yeah, you're all 2 years old or whatever.
Right. Well,
it's every 4 years,
yeah.
So you're a factor of 4 less than you are.
A quarter of your age.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. So if you're 25, you're what?
8.
5, right?
8.
That's 5, isn't it? No.
6.
Yeah. No, because you don't count the first one. You are 5.
Okay.
Quarter of 25 is 5.
Let's talk about Buffy.
Let's talk about Buffifer. Let's talk about Elizabeth Summers. I don't think Elizabeth's traditionally Buffy is short for Elizabeth, but I don't think Elizabeth is her full name. I think it's just Buffy.
Yeah, because her mom's never been like, Elizabeth Summers, get over here.
Buffy Ann Summers.
I feel like that's accurate.
I assume her middle name's Ann.
Well, remember, she called herself Anne when she ran away from home.
Oh, yeah.
I think her middle name is Anne.
Yes.
Good job.
I love it.
So, this episode,
I don't know if I loved it or not.
I did.
This year's girl.
Faith wakes
I know why you liked this episode.
I love Faith. She's amazing.
You like to watch Faith.
She's so pretty. Eliza Dushku is so pretty.
Yeah. She is. She really is. But she is more your... See, I feel like you would not necessarily be friends with Buffy. I think you would be friends with Faith.
Yeah. Well, and Faith is who I want to be when I grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's a badass.
Right.
Buffy is she's blonde.
She beats the fuck out of that girl. That's badass.
She's not a nice person.
No, she's not. Several things happen.
Yes, that is how episodes generally get filled.
First of all, Adam's still out there.
Yeah, so they're patrolling looking for Adam.
Spoilers, we do not see Adam at all in this episode.
The episode is a to be continued, so I'm assuming Adam will come up in the next episode.
I guess.
Because why would they be talking about him so much if they weren't going to bring him into it?
Well, because...
Maybe him and Faith are going to fight.
I thought you were going to say fuck.
Maybe.
I want to learn about human mating rituals. That's what I thought. Honestly, when they did the previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and we saw Faith and everything, I'm like, okay, Faith's gonna wake up, and I thought to myself, hey, maybe Buffy and her will team up to take down Adam because it's gonna take both of them to get this dude. Because he beat the shit out of Buffy last time they fought, which she brings up. And almost killed Riley.
And does kill the what's-her-face.
Does kill what's-her-face. Dr. Walsh or whatever.
But, she wasn't, a fighter. So it's not really an accomplishment.
Margaret Walsh. Because she was Maggie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure.
How do we get Peggy as a nickname?
I don't know. Why are you on this today? I don't understand.
You know what Peggy's a nickname for, right?
Margaret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
No idea. They both have a G. I don't know. That's all I got.
Anyway, so where do you want to start? Do you want to just start at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are
Well, we start with Faith's dream.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, yeah.
Because we get a glimpse into what's been going on in her brain for, I'm thinking, okay, graduation was the time this happened to her. That would be May or June, probably May. And it's February.
How's that?
So, what are you doing? So, May to February, so it's like 9 months. She would have been in a coma for 9 months. What?
Yeah, but you're like, why?
Why, what?
I was doing the every summer forever.
Yeah, but that's when I asked what you're doing, because I don't know.
You know that song?
I do not.
And we will be friends forever.
Is that from, like, fucking Saved by the Bell?
No. You don't know that song?
Forever.
No. Friends forever. Always will be friends. Yeah, I know that one, but no. No,
that is from Saved by the Bell, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know that song?
I don't.
Oh, my God.
I don't know the song, Mark.
As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. You don't know this song?
No.
And as our lives change.
What the fuck? He's dancing now. He's dancing to this bullshit.
We'll still be friends forever. Oh my God. We gotta, okay, so I have to go buy a Vitamin C fucking album for you. It's the only song that I know of hers at all. But, yeah. I'll have to play that, like, I'll have to find it and play it for you. That's crazy. You don't have never heard that song. That song was everywhere last year.
Last year?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we were planning a wedding. We were busy.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, Faith's dream. That's, I think, where we were trying to go here.
Faith's dream. They're making a bed. And she's like, we're preparing it for your little sister. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, that was weird.
She doesn't have a little sister.
Yeah, she's like, making it nice for little sis. We'll be ready when she comes, or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. And then there were some other things that, like, later when they're talking about her dreams, it seems like they were, like, premonition-y things, or, I don't know.
Well, I didn't get that.
No?
I don't really know.
She was talking about stuff that happened, like, about Buffy moving on and stuff? Or was it just what she saw through the window? Because I thought she said she dreamt it.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because she does seem to know about Riley, and I don't know how.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because she calls him a Marine and stuff like that. It's like, how does she know that? Like, she sees him in the window, so I could see her being like, oh, whatever, like, you know. But she knows he's in college, and she knows he's a Marine, and I don't know how.
Yeah, because she talks about, like, her dreams. So we see her dreams a little bit. Buffy is, like, the villain of her dreams.
Yeah, and when they're making the bed, like, blood appears on the bed and everything, and she's like, oh, your period. And it's like, no, I stabbed you. See, there's the knife.
Yeah, so she stabs her again and kills her again in her dream. And then she's, like, chasing her all the time. And she has a picnic
with the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor makes a cameo or two here.
We get the return of the mayor, who I never really liked that much, but I kind of like him in this episode. In the, like, just the brief, like, I get what they were trying to do with him. I think we've talked about it before. I get what they were trying to do with him. Like, he's a terrible monster or whatever, but his vocabulary is like, oh gosh, you know, and like, I'm very proper, and like, it's because he's from a different time,
right?
Like, and so I get that. It's like a Misery thing, you know, how like Annie Wilkes is this like fucking psychopath and shit, but her vocabulary is limited to like cock-a-dee-doo, you know, and stuff like that. You know, like, it's the juxtaposition of those things, but it never fully worked for me when he was a main character on the show. But in this little cameo, it works, I think, to me.
Well, I think we see a lot more of, like, his relationship with Faith here.
He gets more depth, too, as a character in a very brief little period, which we'll get to in the tape he makes. But yeah, as far as the dream goes, I never fully understood their relationship. It's kind of weird, and it makes me worry about Joss Whedon.
Well, yeah, because he's kind of fatherly, but at the same time, there's a sexual undertone.
Yes, 100%.
Like, he's always talking about how pretty she is.
Yeah, and like, he he never, and sure, dads call their daughters pretty and stuff like that or whatever, but like, it's weird because he's not actually her dad.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, there is a way he says it, I think, that makes it seem like, I think you're attractive or whatever.
Well, and I mean, sorry, but they're like laying on their sides, facing each other on a picnic blanket. I mean, that's not that's a dad-daughter move.
No, that's a date thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird because, like you said, I mean, I think it's supposed to be like that.
It's supposed to be creepy and kind of undefinable
and almost incestual. Yeah, like I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, but we never get an indication, and I'm pretty sure it never happens that he makes any sort of sexual move towards her at all.
No, I don't think that anything actually happened between them.
But it's like you almost feel like maybe she wants it to, and like he's the one that like keeps it,
I don't know,
just at the periphery or whatever.
That's a lot of backstory that you're creating.
Yeah, but she does the way she plays it. It seems like she leans into it, but also I think she's leaning into it because she is looking for male validation because she lacked a father figure too.
Well, and she wants him to take care of her.
Yeah.
I mean, just flat out. Like, he is taking care of her when he was alive, like, he took care of her.
Their relationship is really interesting. It's creepy and shit, but it's really interesting.
Yeah. But, so, all that's going on in her dreams for apparently the last 9 months or so that she's been knocked out. So, I mean, I'm sure she doesn't wake up in a great mood. I mean, like...
Right. And in that picnic, there's a snake in the grass. Did you notice that?
Yeah, and he's like, "Where do you belong? Not here with us."
That's a common phrase for like a problem that needs to be fixed or whatever. A snake in the grass. So I assume that's maybe Buffy or a representation of her or whatever. Like,
well, I mean, she represents herself pretty quick there.
Well, yeah, because she ends up slashing him and killing him. But yeah, Faith wakes up and she has no idea what has happened.
Yeah, she's like. She's walking around the hospital. She sees somebody. She's like, graduation. I got to get to graduation.
Yeah, this woman comes up and she's like, hey, do you know where this... Like, why does this hospital look like a fucking dungeon, by the way?
It does. It looks like an abandoned, like... It looks like a hospital in a dystopian place, not an actual functioning
dystopian
hospital.
place. Right, exactly.
Shut up. You're so mean. You make fun of me.
No, it looks like the kind of hospital that you would see in a castle.
Why does it look like a castle?
Well, it does because
it's dark.
Because it looks like a castle. It's like fucking like brick cobblestone or whatever. Like.
I didn't notice that. There's no staff.
There's no staff. It's dark as fuck. Like, it's really weird.
Yeah, it almost seems like she's still dreaming.
Yeah, it does. Like, I thought that throughout the episode. I was like, is this all gonna just be a dream? Like, is this all in her head?
That's an interesting take.
I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen, but it's like, I don't know, just it was weird.
But this poor woman who walks up to her ends up getting the shit, beat out of her. We don't see that. We just see Faith walk away wearing her clothes.
Yeah, I thought she killed her.
Yeah. But they mention later that she's severely beaten and unconscious and stripped.
All the guys were like, "Oh, let's go see."
Oh shoot!
What?
I had like a whole thought and it went away.
Wow, an entire one?
A whole one.
That's rare.
Yeah.
The nurse is like, they're questioning the nurse, and she's like, "Oh, she's fucking gone. I was here on time and everything." And the cop's like, "Hey, why didn't you have security here? Why didn't you?"
Yeah.
Like, you're the cops. He's like, she's wanted for like questioning and some murders and shit like that. Like, okay, why didn't you have her handcuffed to the bed at least? Or something like
that's what they would do normally if they wanted somebody.
Yeah, like what the fuck? And like the hospital's supposed to have a security guard post the whole time, and the doctor's like, "No, you don't understand. There is no way she could have woken up like this." He looks at the bed and he's like, "This is not happening." Or he says something like that, like, "This isn't possible." Well, she's not there, so I guess it's possible.
It's crazy that she's up and walking, though. Like, if she'd been in bed for that long, under normal circumstances, she wouldn't be able to get up and walk.
No,
she would need physical therapy.
Yeah, 100%. But the only reason she can get up and the only reason she can walk is because she's supernatural.
Yeah, the only indication that we get that, she's not at 100% is like her face and lips are pale.
No, yeah, that's
And then
true.
she puts on makeup and then she's kicking ass again.
But, so before that, well, kind of interspersed with all that happening, because they go from the dream to the Scooby Gang talking. And they're like, this isn't really super important, but they're just talking about Adam and what we got to do, and we got to go patrol, and they go look for him, and he's taken a demon and strung him up between trees,
and gutted him.
Looked like you would bind and quarter someone. So like ropes on each arms and legs splayed out. And then, his insides are completely ripped open. And
missing.
Yeah.
Like, he took whatever was in there out.
Right.
So gross.
As they say, he's studying biology.
Human and demon.
Yeah. Why? First of all, why? Second of all, didn't they program a lot of that into him? Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe that was a demon that he didn't see before or something or whatever, and he was like, okay, what's this look like inside? I don't know, but it's weird. The whole thing's weird.
Yeah, but, he did say he wanted to learn about stuff, so maybe it's because he's a computer or half computer or whatever, and he needs data. I don't know.
Yeah, well, this isn't RoboCop, so, it's, I guess he doesn't necessarily need that strong of a motivation, but yeah,
it's icky.
The whole thing is, yeah.
There's a lot of darkness and ickiness in this episode.
So then Buffy gets a call from no one. I don't know who the fuck calls. Well, the nurse, by the way, I was mentioning the nurse at the hospital. She, as soon as everyone leaves, she picks up the phone and she's like, yeah, it's fucking happened. That's like, oh, okay, so she works for... They mentioned...
who?
The council. They mentioned the council. They didn't flat out say, hey, this is the council. But they mentioned the council in this episode, and then she calls someone, and then they show up in a helicopter, 3 guys, and she talks to them. And then later, at the end of the episode, we see them at Giles' house, and they're like, what's up, Rupert? And it's like, they're representatives of the council. They have to be.
Well, maybe that's who called Buffy, then.
Well, that's what I was wondering, if it was the council. But Giles gets on the phone and says, yeah, she's here, and then gives Buffy the phone.
Yeah, it was definitely the council then, because the council would call Giles, and then he'd be, oh, yeah, she's here. That makes sense.
I guess. But anyway, so they're wording her up, I suppose. But they seem to come there because they want to deal with her, too.
Well, yeah, she's a rogue slayer.
So that is in their purview.
Yeah, she didn't officially quit the council either, like Buffy. She just, killed people.
But yeah, so remember they put her on trial or whatever, and they were like, you're fine. They let her go.
Oh,
they said it's fine. The killing thing's fine. But now she went completely rogue after that. So they have to do something. But I assume that's who that is. I don't know. I guess that's who called her, but they don't make that very clear.
No, they do not.
I wish they had.
It is. It's just kind of this ominous, now she has information, but we don't know where it came from.
But Faith has followed, or somehow knows where Giles lives now.
What?
Because doesn't he live in a different place than he did before? He lives in some kind of apartment or whatever near the campus.
It's a house.
Okay, I thought it is a house. I thought he lived in a different area than he lived at before.
I don't remember that he moved. But maybe he did. I don't know.
Either way, she knows where Giles lives somehow, and she's listening to all of them.
She goes and spies on them through the window.
Yeah.
And Riley is there because Buffy mentions too that the initiative will only tell her that he's fine, and they're not giving her any actual information. She can't see him. She's all worried about him, and she's planning to go storm the initiative to go get him.
And man. They've done this too much now. I completely saw this coming.
You did.
Where she sat down and she's like, okay, here's the plan. Willow, you need to hack into their system to drop their defenses. If you can't do it online, then use magic or whatever. And she's like, fucking, what's your name? Xander. You need to get me weapons. And she's going through all this list, the thing, and then how I'm going to grapple down from she's describing everything she's going to do, right? And then Riley is like, hey, am I worth that much or whatever? And it's I knew it was going to happen.
So he has just walked into Giles's house again. Why did people keep just
Xander's? I think when they're talking about this, I think it's at Xander's or it's at their dorm.
It wasn't the dorm.
They go to Giles later.
Okay, but people keep walking in without knocking.
I agree.
It's weird.
Yes.
People don't do that as much in real life.
They're rude.
Yes, rude people.
But so we know, like, he doesn't just appear. He's left. We see a scene of him being like, "Hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to my girlfriend."
They're trying to keep him there, but he's like, "I am in charge," and they're like, "Things change."
And they all say they're like, "Well, the initiative's evil or whatever," and it's like, but are they? Like, have we established that? I know that Maggie Walsh or whatever the fuck her name was, the professor lady. I know she was bad.
Yeah, I mean, and even at that, I don't know that she was quote unquote evil. Like, she designed an evil monster, and she did an evil thing by trying to kill Buffy, but otherwise, like, she's been helping deal with the monster problem, so they're not on the bad side of things.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I agree that I don't necessarily think I'd work with them if I were Buffy, but, like, I don't know that I would fully label them evil.
Right. Agreed.
It's weird. But anyway, so they do let him go.
Yeah.
I mean, Buffy, they keep saying, like, and I wonder if this is going to come back, too. They keep saying, like, hey, have you been brain chipped or whatever? Like, I wonder if he is being controlled in some way.
Well, I mean, she's checking his hair and stuff because, like, Spike had a thing in his head that hurt him when he tried to kill people.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think he has one. She didn't find anything.
I guess. I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to know. I keep waiting for the show to, like, pull a fast one on this.
We'll see.
Because they try to do that a lot.
That's true.
But anyway, so he is sort of sidelined for this episode. Because as she points out, he's still recovering from his injuries. He's like, why can't I help? And she throws him a ball, and he reaches up to catch it and goes, oh.
It was pretty funny. She's like, that's one of the reasons.
So she goes out and patrols and doesn't find Faith at all. And then they're having a conversation about not being able to find Faith and like, oh, she'll hide out or whatever. And then Faith's just there at college.
Yeah, they're walking up to, like, I don't know.
A bulletin board.
Yeah. And she turns
around. You know
around.
how, like, in the quad, they have those things with the big, like, pegboards or whatever, where it's like, hey, guitar lessons.
Right.
Question mark.
So, and then they start fighting, and then the police come. Who called the police?
Just in broad daylight.
Yeah, that's true. At college, that's weird.
They're doing the thing again where it's like Buffy's sort of under the radar, but not really under the radar. I don't know.
Yeah, Faith punches her in the face, and she then pretty much wins.
Yeah, well then Faith has to run away and kicks the shit out of some cops.
Yeah. Also, Willow and that other girl she's been hanging out with, Tara.
Yeah.
They're walking around talking. Did she tell Tara about, like, monsters?
I don't know, I guess.
Because it seems like she knows now.
Yeah, I guess.
Because she's saying to Willow, oh, you're like a monster fighter. You're, cool. And she's like, I don't fight monsters and I'm not cool. But
yeah,
they were just looking for Faith. Like, why would that have anything to do with monsters?
I don't know.
She's not a monster.
Well, she does say that. She's like, she's not a monster per se.
She's a psychotic killer.
But it is weird that, like, I guess she just knows now. She's forming this friendship with this woman, and it's largely happening off screen.
Wait, they were hiding together in that episode where nobody could talk.
Hush.
Yeah, so she must know about monsters because she lived through that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. She's into magic. That means she knows about monsters.
That's true. Real magic too. So not that Wiccan stuff that was going on at school. No offense to Wiccans. No offense.
Yeah, don't curse us or our show. But yeah. So
Anya wasn't in this episode.
No Anya.
They need to bring her on more.
Xander talked about having sex with Faith.
Yeah, what's up with Is he with Anya or not? Like, get it together.
He didn't say he wanted to have sex with Faith. He's just like, he goes like, or because they're like, we don't know what she's doing, and he's like, or who she's doing, and he looks like upset about it.
Well, and then he's patrolling with Giles, talking about how him and Faith have a history.
Yeah.
Like, this is his, like, small talk while they're walking around looking for Faith.
And then Spike shows up, and they're like, hey, Spike, can you help us? We're looking for this woman or whatever. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what. I'll go out and look for her. I'll find her. I'll tell her exactly where you guys are, and I'll watch her kill you.
Yeah, he's like, what do I have to do to get you and the rest of the Scooby Gang? They all use that term to know I don't like you.
Yeah.
Like, he is a fucking vampire.
We're not friends.
I mean, he can't hurt them, so they just think that it's all fine. But he's still evil. He's still a vampire, which means he's got a demon inside of him.
I think that pisses them off even more. That pisses him off even more, I think.
Oh, that he can't hurt anybody?
Yeah. That he hates them and can't hurt them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, yeah, I guess he's not going to fully join them or whatever. He's just going to show... I love that he's in the credits and he shows up for one scene to just be like, what's up, I'm still here, and then leaves.
Well, he's got to get his paycheck. They're keeping him around for later, I guess.
So...
But not Anya.
Then, Faith finds Joyce.
Oh, yeah.
Joyce.
She they're talking about how she's going to go use the things Buffy loves against her. And she shows up at her house.
Joyce ends up in the episode for once again.
Yeah, she opens the door and Faith just clocks her. Knocks her out.
She looks surprisingly fine for having been punched in the face.
To the point that she passed out.
Yeah. Like when we see her again, because she's just tied up on the bed.
Like, wouldn't you get a concussion for being knocked out from being punched in the face? Like,
yes.
Yeah, she's not okay, but she is.
If someone gets hit hard enough in the head to pass out, it's a medical emergency. Like, I mean, it never is in TV shows and movies and stuff. It's like, slam someone in the back of the head. That's just someone's on-off button. It's like, that's not how it works in real life. If you had a head injury that caused you to pass out, that's a serious medical problem.
But yeah, Faith has taken her up to her bedroom, put her on her bed, and she's going through her
tied
stuff.
her up.
She's not tied up.
That doesn't sound as hot as... No, she is. Her hands are tied.
Oh, okay.
Her wrists are tied.
I didn't notice.
It's the least effective way to restrain somebody because she's not tied in any other way, but her wrists are tied together in front of her, like that.
So she could use that to choke you if she was smart.
She could do anything. She could pick things up. She could pick up a gun. Like it's it's the, like I said, it's just the way they do it to show like, she's been restrained or whatever.
So, yeah, Faith is putting on her makeup, going through her jewelry, and then she's like, can I ask you something? Will you promise to be honest with me? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, how do I look? Like, what the fuck, Faith?
She chooses the lipstick color Harlot.
Well.
Is that what they're like, lipstick colors?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Well, there was a couple, like, there's one that was, like, I don't know, sunsets and...
Tenation Sunset.
Yeah. They all have weird, like, names like that. It's not just, like, red, orange, fuchsia. That's
what, see, if guys designed lipstick or whatever named lipstick, that's what it would be like. It'd be like red, darker red, even darker red.
Pink.
Darker red than that.
See, like, pink's going to be like gumball or...
Right. What about white lipstick? What do they call that?
There's no such thing as a white lipstick.
No?
No. Because that makes you look ill. I mean, maybe for, fucking TV and stage plays, but...
Not flesh-colored, but I mean, like white, like actual white.
I've never seen anyone wear white lipstick. I did have lipstick that was basically white, but it was mood lipstick. It was supposed to change. Oh, and glow in the dark.
Oh, okay.
But it barely glowed, and it didn't really change, and it was kind of a ripoff.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called.
Anyway, so...
Have you seen somebody wear white lipstick?
No, I'm thinking of different colors.
Okay.
Black makeup and white lipstick.
Mauve.
I guess white lipstick would be, like... it would make you look like you're doing... like a minstrel show or something like that. It wouldn't be good. Like,
Yeah.
that like that's what it would. That's probably what it would make people think.
It would
of.
look like you're performing in some way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not normal.
Yeah. So yeah, no good. Anyway, so where were we? Oh yeah, Joyce is kidnapped.
We're here, people. Really, we're focused.
So Joyce is like, or Faith is like, so I know what you're thinking. You're never gonna get away with this, or whatever. And she's like, actually, I was thinking Buffy's gonna kick your ass.
No, well, she was saying, my daughter's going to kill you soon.
Yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, in your world, Buffy's just gonna come crashing through that window or whatever. But she's like, she doesn't care about you. She's got her own shit going on. She doesn't even remember you or whatever. She should have called you and told you I was on the loose or whatever. So now I'm gonna kill you. And she pulls out a knife or whatever.
Well, no, before that, though, she pulls out a stack of mail. I love this. She starts tossing him on the bed. Buffy. She hasn't been here in a while, has she?
And it's like, yeah, I mean, that is true. We haven't been to Joyce's house in a while.
Like, way to call it out there, show.
But then Buffy crashes through the window
The second story window.
like they hand waved away.
Does she fly? Like, how did she manage that?
I don't know, and I don't know how she knew that Faith was there. I don't know, like, did she talk to Joyce? Like, and Joyce didn't say anything? Like, I don't know, because she crashes through the second story window. Like, how did she know that was the exact right time to? Was she listening? Does she have super hearing?
I think she saw Faith in the window, would be my guess. Like, maybe as she was approaching, because Faith was standing in front of the window-ish.
But then she's just like, "Hi, Mom," and she's like, "Hey, Buffy." Did they know? I don't know.
I mean, Joyce had faith in her. I don't know.
Oh, really? I didn't see that part where Faith was inside of her.
Ew. Ew.
Well,
What a sentence to make perverse.
What do you mean? What a sentence to make perverse? Her name is Faith. They're in her bedroom. She's tied up.
Joyce, her mom, had faith inside of her. That's a fucked up sentence, Mark.
That's what you said.
No, it's not. You know it.
And Joyce is not Faith's mom.
She had belief.
Joyce is not Faith's mom.
She's Buffy's mom.
Right, but I was saying like Faith and Joyce were having sex. That's gross.
No, nobody's having sex. And yes, that would be gross.
Why? They're not related.
Because it just would be. That's just wrong.
Okay.
It's Buffy's mom.
All right.
The only person who can have sex with Joyce is Giles.
Yeah, okay. And the only one that have sex with Faith is Buffy.
And Xander.
And Xander, I guess, yeah. Or whoever else she wants to, I guess. Not the mayor, though. But anyway, so they fight. And then the police get there. Oh, wait, no. No, we forgot. We totally forgot.
What?
So they're fighting. We're going to put pause on that, okay? So just like, the screen is shaking slightly. There's those wavy lines and everything because we're on pause.
Okay.
So they're fighting in her house. Now we'll back up. Faith's in like an alley before all this happens, and this monster comes up to her and he's like, "Hey, Faith, I got something for you." And she kills him, and then takes the package. And this is the tape, the aforementioned tape, where the mayor's on the tape, and he's like, "Faith, what's up?" So if you have this tape, it means I'm dead and our plan failed, and that sucks. Mm-hmm. He's like, "But maybe we did succeed, and I'm talking to kids or whatever right now."
And they're looking up at me with horror and awe.
Yeah, it's really weird, but we do get a little. There's just this one line, and the way the actor delivers it, I think, informs a lot more personality and backstory on the character than several episodes of him being on there. Because he says, he's like, maybe we won or whatever. And then he pauses, he kind of looks down and he's like, but the realist in me thinks that's unlikely. And it informs so much of his character that he wanted to do this thing. But he thinks that he's probably not going to succeed. Which would mean his death.
Yeah, I feel like he said a couple times that he thought he was going to die, though. Like, I feel like he was prepared like we knew he was kind of prepared to die.
So it's interesting. But anyway, so he's like, then he does like textbook manipulation of a person.
It's like an abusive relationship here.
100%. Because he's like, oh, he's like, they tell me you're not going to wake up, but I know you're going to wake up. And when you wake up, you're going to find, hey, the world's changed. I'm not here anymore. I can't protect you anymore. You're all alone. You're fucking worthless at this point now. You might as well die. But while you die, take everyone with you.
So the way he put it was a little less obvious, though. He said, my faith's days are numbered. But that doesn't mean that she can't go out with a bang and take everyone with her. And there's a thing.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know what it's like.
He says it's a gadget that the friend made. Like,
right. It has 2 rings on it. One you slip around your pinky, one you slip around your thumb, and then it fits over your hand. Mm-hmm. It's a weird looking kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very weird, and we don't really know what it does. I assumed it would explode.
So did I.
Based on the way he was talking.
Go out with a bang, yeah. And there's no instructions with it or whatever.
No instruction sheet with the magical doohickey.
So now we're unpaused. They're fighting. It looks like Faith's going to lose. Joyce has called the police. The police are on their way. And so Faith slips the thing over her hand, and then they clasp hands or whatever.
Yeah, her and Buffy grab hands for some reason.
There's a
shimmer
flash of some sort of kind of light. And I believe that I correctly predicted what happened before they reveal what happened.
Yeah, you did.
They switch places. They switch bodies. Because I've seen enough body swap movies. I've seen Vice Versa enough times. I've
Freaky
seen
Friday.
18 again enough times. I've seen Freaky Friday enough times. I've seen, what's the other one?
I don't know. I only know Freaky Friday.
The one with Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron. Like Father, Like Son. I've seen Like Father, Like Son enough times. I've seen all these movies enough to know what it fucking means. So they switched bodies.
Yep. And Faith gets knocked out, but it's actually Buffy.
And, by the way, Buffy, but it's actually Faith, smashes the device.
Yep.
With her foot.
Yeah, her mom's like, what's that? She's like, I don't know, but
it's some kind of weapon, I think.
Yeah. And then she smashes and she's like, but it's broke now.
And she's like, well, she's the police's problem now. Because she's all passed out or whatever. And she's like, how are you feeling? And she's like, this is a phrase that Faith says earlier in the episode. She's like, 5 by 5. Yeah, we get it now. We get it. It's you. It's you, Faith.
And then it says to be continued.
Yep. 5 by 5 meaning loud and clear is what it means.
Which makes no sense.
It has to do with, I guess people use it to be like, hey, everything's good or whatever. But it refers to signal strength, 5 being the highest signal strength for both loudness and clarity.
You know, it would have been nice if Joss Whedon had decided to share that information in the episode. He had a perfect opportunity, but instead, went for comedy, I guess. When Willow and Tara are talking, and she said 5 by 5, and then Tara's like, what does that mean? And she's like, no one knows. That's the thing. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's right. I thought Faith made it up. I've never heard anybody use that term ever.
No, it's a military thing. Anyway, though, that is the episode. That's what happens.
It is. So I guess next week we'll hopefully get rid of Adam.
Yeah.
And hopefully get Buffy back into Buffy's body. The whole rest of the show is just going to be Faith.
Faith's just in Buffy's body.
Right.
Sarah Michelle Gellar has to play Faith playing Buffy for the rest of this run of the show.
That would be hilarious.
That is everything that happens, though. I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good one.
There were things, like I said, that bothered me a little bit about it, but otherwise, like I think a lot of the performances were really good too.
Yeah,
exceptional. But yeah, we need more Anya.
Yeah, I want Anya back, please. I like her character; she's funny.
Yeah, but that was the episode for the week. Here, I'll tell people where they can find Anya.
You can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, so next time, bye.
Bye.